And we're live. It's Whiskey Watches the Wheels, and we are the #1 podcast in Bethlehem. Well, maybe, I guess. Does anyone even listen in Bethlehem? Do they even have...
There's a Bethlehem in Kentucky.
Okay, well, there you go. Population 4, maybe?
Probably.
Okay, that works. How's everyone doing tonight?
Doing great.
Yeah. Well, for those listening, James is not with us again. He will be sorely missed. But you got the A squad with you tonight.
He's at some old guy concert, I think.
Yeah, old guy concert. You know, yeah. I have to admit, I was a bit offended when you said I was like James when I put up that video last night on our little group chat. So
it was very James-esque.
It was, and he is very James-esque. Anyway, so tonight's episode, we are going to talk, okay, as we're listening, a little inside baseball, we're recording the Monday before Thanksgiving. This podcast is going to go up later this week, actually the day before Thanksgiving. So we thought it'd be a good idea to go through, since everyone will be Black Friday shopping. I won't, but some people will. Let's get some gift ideas that, dudes would like, whiskey related, car related, all that good stuff, watch related. So we all put our heads together and came up with some ideas that we're going to go over live on the podcast. But before we do that, Casey teased us a little bit in our group chat because his car was down, and now it doesn't seem to be down anymore. So what gives, buddy?
Well, so a little bit of backstory. I don't know what I said previously, but I was getting ready for Farron. Went out for a drive and heard a lifter tick, and was obviously concerned, sent a video out to some folks trying to get an opinion on, hey, should I drive this? Should I not? What's the deal? It was recommended that I don't. So obviously left the car at home, drove the Cayenne down to Farron. And over that course of time, I was mentally just planning, all right, what's this, top end teardown gonna be like? How am I gonna feel? And because really that's what I care about, how my wallet feels. And I was getting mentally prepared. Well, was continuing to have conversations with the builder, going back and forth about what he thought, whatever. And he sent me a message one day, kind of out of the blue, and he's like, we got nothing to lose. Why don't you try to order a bottle of liquid moly, like hydraulic lifter cleaner, or stuff? And I was like, dude, I don't believe in that stuff. Like, I don't believe in just like pouring random shit into your engine
like oil.
Hoping it works
Right.
out. Like, it doesn't make sense to me how a product that you pour in the whole engine cleans just the lifters, right?
Oh, it's like motor honey, right? It makes it quiet.
Yeah.
Do you put it in the gas tank, or you just like
oil?
No, you pour it in the oil.
Okay.
So he's like, Casey, we got nothing to lose. If it doesn't work, you're out $20 and still in the same position. We're still going to tear down the top end. If it does work, well, you get your car back and you go drive. And I said, all right, I'm doing it because you say so. So I ordered the damn thing off Amazon, poured it in there, and started the car, and nothing happened. It was still the same. And I'm like, all right, I have no idea how this is supposed to work. Like, it doesn't tell you on the thing, like, oh, do this and expect this result.
You got to get it circulating. I mean,
yeah.
Right.
So anyhow, I went for my normal loop, kind of like my test loop, which is, 25 miles, 26 miles. And while I'm in town in traffic, I'm listening, like, fingers crossed, let's hear a change. Nothing changing. And I'm like, this is just bullshit. So I go, I kind of complete the loop. And, while I'm out, I've got the windows down, and he's like, let's not destroy anything, keep the rev limiter, to 4,000 or 5,000 RPM. Don't drive it like a maniac, but, give the thing a work. But what I did is made sure that I went through the VarioCam on-off RPM, which is what, like 2,800 or 3,200 RPM somewhere. So I would just do a lot of pulls in between there, just on off for the 25 miles. And I get back in town and come off the ramp, and I'm now in traffic, and I don't hear anything. Like, it's sewing machine quiet once again. And so I get back home in the garage and I jump out, get my phone out, and I'm like, pull up the video and I'm like, all right, am I just not hearing it? Am I used to it? Pull up the video and I'm like, holy shit, man, this is certainly a change. Like, it's definitely back to quote unquote normal. And so I'm like, all right, well, let's see what happens. So I let it cool off for a couple hours. I go back out on another rip, and this time I drive it. And I drive it how I would normally drive. Get back in, and dude, it's silent. Like, it's back. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It sounds great. So I let the guy know. He's like, all right, we don't need to do a teardown. Problem solved, at least for now. He's like, it's quite possible that you get a little. He said the variance, or excuse me, the spacing on the cam is only like 1,000th. And he's like, dude, anything could have got up in there and just, prevented it from pumping up. He's like, we kind of dodged a bullet. He's like, I'm sorry that it took, 4 weeks for me to kind of think through it and, offer that suggestion. But here we are. And, so I'm back to driving the car. It runs like it's supposed to, like you'd want it to. I'm going to let this run through the rest of this kind of oil cycle. And then I'm not going to use it again. I'm not going to pour it back in, unless something happens, but I don't anticipate anything needing it. But I'm kind of shocked.
Wow.
I'm really surprised. I'm happy. But so car's okay.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's, I'm with you though. I don't, you hear all this different stuff, that stuff there, the sea foam, all this different stuff, and I've never really thought about that kind of stuff, as far as being like real products. I like you, I always attribute it to like snake oil.
Yeah. It's not in my cap.
I've had tons of old cars, and that shit works for me. So that's the Marlboro Mystery Oil, the honey, Motor Honey. I'm trying to think of all the other ones that I've used before, and especially the lead additive for valves on some of the old cars, because you remember the old cars used to have lead in the fuel. So all that stuff that you guys talk about, and that's one of the reasons why I use like Rotilla on a lot of my stuff, because a lot of people, they do the oil samples. I just sent my first one off, so we'll see what it comes back at for the red car. I don't know.
Yeah. It's never been in my calculus, and I my opinion is run the right oil all the time, and you won't run into problems. But this engine's only got 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it. Shit still is wearing and breaking in to a certain extent. So stuff happens, and I'm happy. It sucks that I missed out on like this fall. It's been the most wonderful fall ever, with the weather, especially here. There's been no rain. It's been like 60s. It's been beautiful, and I couldn't drive. But I'm okay ending up in this position, not having to forced to break down the top end to replace, a stuck lifter. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm certainly not in a position to recommend this sort of thing to anybody, but maybe it needs to be in my calculus moving forward when you get, something kind of odd happening that could just be literally some debris that needs to be cleaned out.
Well, it's one thing to read something on, say, Reddit, and you're just talking to people who may or may not know what they're talking about. And then when you have your engine builder who, build the quality product, say, hey, try this. That's that so carries a little.
It came from the engine builder. It's opposed to somebody else who you never know. That guy on Reddit might have built 50 motors.
It's possible.
That is true.
I understand what you're saying. It's hey, he's the builder, and he's the one who would have to fix it. So you gotta listen to him. And like you said, hey, if it was broken anyways, you got nothing to lose. So I mean, that's how I look at it.
Hey, speaking of old cars and old shit, Kevin, are you going to Turkey Rod Run this year?
No, I'll be going to Louisville, Kentucky this year.
Oh, that's right.
This is the first time that me and my daughter, we always take a trip. And this time we're going with Mama. So normally she works retail, and that's her like Super Bowl. So it was always from when Savannah was like 10, like leave me alone. Don't ask me when I'm coming home. Don't do this. Just, and we'd bug her. Oh, why you gotta work so late? You know. And I think when Savannah was 10, she's like, you guys just go do something. Get out of my hair. So we always went somewhere. And this year we were going to do Turkey Rod Run this year. But I think
you all did
Aaron
it last year, right?
Yeah, we did.
They did.
Yeah. And Aaron was going to go to Louisville to see her cousin. And I asked Savannah, hey, what do you want to do? And Aaron was like, fine, if you guys want to do your own trip, go do your own trip. I'll go see my cousin. And I don't know, it just didn't feel right. So we were like, both of us were kind of in agreement, like, well, let's just go there. It's going to be cold. So I think they want us to go deer hunting. I don't know if I'll be doing that. They have a lot of bucks right outside of their yard. So we'd have to just get a license, but I'm fine with not shooting anything. I mean,
well, you can go and observe, you know.
I'll sit by the fire. They want to go
drink
skeet
some
shooting.
bourbon.
I remember I still live in Florida, so it's still pretty chilly for me, and I get a lot colder. I get colder a lot faster now. So I mean, you guys saw it.
You and me both, buddy. Yeah,
bundled up. Yeah.
Hell, I was wearing a sweatshirt today. And it was, it got up to 75 here, which is gorgeous for 90% of the United States. But for us in Florida, 75 sometimes is cold.
And you get that bone chill, man. And it this weekend in St. Augustine, I cannot get it. Like I was in the car with it. I never drive with heated seats. The heated seats on, and I'm like, what the hell? This is never me. But
it was 64 here today, and I had the windows down and was happy.
No, I did. I took the 911 out for a drive when the sun was out, and it was a gorgeous day here. And sunroof open, windows down. It was nice, and heated seats on. So, I am going to go to the Turkey Rod Run. I told Stacy, I said, "Hey, here's a scoop. Black Friday, I'm going to look at old cars. It's an all-day event. It's I'm going to be there all day. I'm not rushing. You're more than welcome to go if you want." But you don't have to go. You can stay
let me know what the attendance is.
I will. So I'm going to go over there on Friday. So I told her, I said, but I'm not rushing. I'm going to go because I like going like to the swap meet, even though I don't need anything, and just I'll spend hours there just looking at weird shit.
That's what we do. We just go to the swap meet and take our sweet time. And it's the same junk every year. But
in my heart, I know that if she goes, she's not going to have a good time. But I said, listen, it's up to you. If you want to go, you can. But here's what it's going to be like. So we'll see. Okay, who wants to start on some cool Christmas gifts?
Oh, that's what I'll start because I only got two, and you guys can talk away.
There you go, and you can chime in. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see if I can share my screen here. Let's see here. Okay, my first one. There you go. Yes. So a little.
I love it.
Porsche 911 Boxer engine model. Yeah, yes. I think I want it too. So, I mean, this thing is is 1/4 of a size. So I looked at it. I mean, that's a big ass motor, and it's pretty cool because it actually moves. It's got a little sound box to it. But I was looking at it. I was like, man, I bet you can, with all the little things that you have, it's got all the pieces. And I'm like, man, I can do this and put it together and bring me back to me good old days of doing Porsche parts. I mean, or Volkswagens. Yeah. So hell, I think it's other than tolerances and torque specs, I think it's pretty much all there. So I mean, granted, this is
that's crazy,
a carbureted model. It's not fuel injected and everything. You even got the heater boxes and stuff. So I think it's pretty neat. I'm pretty much tapped out for my stuff that I can put in my house in St. Augustine, but I don't know. So that's pretty cool. Then my next one, you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say you can make it centerpiece of the dining table.
I have Porsche taillights.
Oh, that's right. That's new.
With the candles. Yeah. So okay, my next one is Porsche Lego set.
There you go. I specifically didn't pick this because I knew you would.
Yeah. So I have a lot of these in my house in the guest room. I buy one, put it together, and I buy one or two and leave them in a box because I had the GT3 orange one, and they retired it, and I think it was like $200 back when it was new, or $300, and now they're $1,000. So
Yeah.
I always try. Oh yeah, they once they retire them, that's it. So
Damn.
those are my two. Naturally, there's an RSR one. They get a little pricey because that's a little bigger one. But hey, Legos are great, especially in Christmas time when it's dead and you're watching football or whatever. You put it out there on the table. It's not going to take a couple hours, especially for the big ones. It's going to take days. And, you put it together, leave it there. It's like a puzzle. And then, you have a little showcase thing. So I've only picked two.
To your point,
hint.
we're Porsche fans. We love Porsche, but not all of our listeners, may love Porsche as much as we do. And you can get them Lamborghini, Ferrari. I mean, there's tons of different models. You can get Millennium Falcon if you want. There's lots.
Sure.
Lego kits are cool just for anybody.
And I'm sure you guys are gonna have a variety of stuff. So
I have a plethora of lots of weird things. So
I'm sure.
Well, I'll go next. So the first thing, okay, listen, we all talk about whiskey, watches, and wheels. So the first thing that I got, and this is something that anybody that is a watch aficionado might like, and that is a kind of repair kit. If you're into watches, you want to change a battery, change a strap. As simple as it is or as detailed as it is, you kind of need these parts. The cool thing about these,
have you guys priced how much a battery change costs? I mean, a battery normally is, so as you guys know, I do work on a lot of watches. So you guys make fun of me. So a battery at any watch place, whether it's the mall or at a watch, is $20 for the battery. And that battery on Amazon for an Energizer or a Duracell is $4, and you usually get like 2 or 3 packs. Right. So other than them, and I will say, like Tag, they say they put them in their pressurized thing. All you got to do is put some silicone lube around the seal, make sure everything's clean, and the water resistance is still going to be there. Whether they pressurize it to see if it's leaking, I don't know. But Savannah just took hers to Tag 6 to 8 weeks for her battery, for her quartz.
Damn.
So, and it's probably going to be $60, $70. I had a watch, it had screws in the back and I couldn't get to them. I don't know why. I just didn't want to risk it. And it was $30 for a battery. And I was like,
it's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, and the cool thing about these gifts here, you can go as simple as you want. You can get these as cheap as like $20, $25 on Amazon, or you can go all in $200, $300. It really just depends on how much you're wanting to spend.
And we know that this can also, as we've all done, fall into making a new hobby for yourself too.
Yeah, 100%.
Tinkering,
changing your bands. I've used mine probably more for taking out links than changing batteries, believe it or not, especially since I've lost weight.
But even the changing the link stuff is like when you have, a fair number of watches and you need to do that stuff often, or you've got places around here that'll actually charge you just to be adding or removing links. So simple stuff like that is super handy to have nearby.
That gift will pay for itself.
Yeah. Well, case in point. So I bought 3 new watch bands. You guys saw them on the group chat. So I put 3 watch bands on 3 different watches yesterday, and I didn't use the same tool twice. Like every single one of those watches had either a different pusher size or, so I literally went through 3 or 4 different tools in my kit just to change the watch bands. So
good gift.
Yep. So Casey, what you got, buddy?
Well, first up, I think everyone should know if you listen to this and know what I'm about is that let me see, here we go. Number 1 gift right here.
There you go.
A good bottle of bourbon. And you all know how much I love Wild Turkey. You can get this size, a 750 for what, $30, $34, something like that. It's 101, so it'll hold up to all your cocktails. It's fantastic by itself. If you've got dumb kids around, you can do shots with it. It's your all-around go-to bourbon. I love it. Huge fan. And it should be on your shelf, and an easy thing for a bourbon lover. They'll always like a 101.
So I will tag onto your gift, all right, and share this. I think every bourbon lover should have a decanter kit. All right, so
nice.
you know, and again, depending on what you're wanting to spend, you can get these very inexpensive, or you can go crazy expensive. There's lots of different styles and types.
Can
I tell that one? How much is the one that the one before? How much is that one?
This one here, this was only like $60 on Amazon.
So do you guys remember when you used to be able to go to like a Ross or a TJ Maxx and they would be like cheap as hell for a nice crystal one?
Yeah.
Those days are gone. Like mine broke. Cannot find at Ross or any of those places, you know, Home Goods. You got to pay $60 now, which that's what you get.
I did see some at Kohl's, believe it or not. Kohl's had them. Because you know, every year Kohl's sets up all the different stuff in the middle, and you know, different Christmas stuff. And I saw them at Kohl's, but they were still like $50. They weren't cheap, but yeah.
I think where you pick these up now are estate sales or garage sales. You know, the old good ones, the ones that have lead in them. You know, the really pretty ones that you actually want. I've got probably 8 of them. I don't use. Well, I have a couple that are set out, but I really enjoy decanters. I really think it makes a nice presentation. Even though, you know, when anyone comes over here to get like have a drink, they always just go to the closet. But the decanter's got nice bourbon in it as well, and you know that's like.
Or you could put Turkey 101 like RG Bunker did.
Anything you want.
Say it's blands, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can put anything you want.
But I do love that idea. I think a decanter looks really, really classy. I've got a silver tray that I put 3 decanters in. I really like that look. It's very what's that TV show about the marketing thing? It was crazy popular for a while.
Mad Men.
Yes, very Mad Men.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. You know, you have an office space or a home bar. I mean, you need that decanter just to bring the whole package together.
Yep, so, agreed.
Cool.
Is it my turn? I go next.
Your turn. You go next.
Next on the step up a few dollars in price. This is kind of almost kind of giving away something here, but I love these phone mounts. If you've got a classic, you got to go to our Asphalt Killers to get them. But he doesn't make one for a 718. This is for a 718. It's going to be on the Christmas list. I think these things are great, and I highly recommend them. And they're, you know, relatively cheap, and I think are needed in all 9 Porsches.
Very nice. So I am, not all guys are, but I'm a big, what I call everyday carry kind of guy. I have a collection of things that I take with me every single day. And one of them is an ink pen. I always have a nice pen on me. I'm in business. So I think a nice pen is something that every guy, especially if you're in business, should have. You know, and again, you can spend as little or as much. You can get a really nice pen for, you know, $25. You can get a cross for $35. You know, or you can go crazy expensive and get a Mont Blanc for, you know, $300. It's really what you want to spend or what you want to spend on someone. Here's one by Porsche Design. Here's a nice cross set right here. This cross pen was like $35. You know, this is a really cool. This is a company called Turn Design. And it's got like a bolt action, you know, so a nice pen is a good gift that everyone can use, in my opinion.
Agreed. I like it.
Yeah.
Next up for me is something that is on my list, and someone better get it for me. Here we go. Look at these. I want a set of these. And if someone does not buy these for me, Ashley, I'm going to be really upset. These things are fucking awesome.
They are. I can speak from firsthand.
Wait, and I guess I need to actually describe what they are. It's
Mhm.
quarter round brake rotor, Porsche brake rotor, sold by Asphalt Killers. Bookends. They're stellar. They're awesome. They look fantastic. They're $160 a piece. They were, they're fucking awesome. I need a set.
I only bought one. I didn't need two.
You need to read more
So
books.
well, no, the way my bookshelf is set up, it leans against the wall in one of them. So
And I only have one too, so I
I didn't need
did
two.
one
Jesus
as well.
Christ.
Sorry, guys. I mean,
It's fine.
I saw what other companies were selling for $300 for one, and I was like, I can make that. Like, it's not rocket science over here. So I did it, powder coated them, both pieces, and I actually used a real Porsche rotor. So cut it in half, grinded it nice and smooth, powder coated the rotor, and then went after that and did a clear coat over that. And then I used black high gloss and then put a rubber mat underneath so it doesn't scratch up your furniture. So yeah,
The fit and finish is phenomenal. It really does look great in person. I already have one, and it's great.
oh shucks, thanks guys.
Yeah, no, you did a great job, my friend. Great job.
I do, and I legit do want that. I think they're freaking awesome.
No doubt. All right. Another thing that I selected that would be a good gift for someone, especially if you're not really sure.
Hold on. Since this is going to be before, there's a code too for that thing. I think it's BF Cyber 15, and it gives you 15% off any of the parts. A little self plug.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
That's why you don't have to pay full price. But you can tell Ashley. If she doesn't use it, I'll still fix it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if you got a guy who likes car shit, garage decor, because there's such a plethora of different things that you can get, and you hang it on the garage, and it's just a cool gift because not everyone goes out and decorates their garage. But if someone got a metal outline of the Nürburgring, they would hang it in the garage and it would look great.
I have that in my room, not that one, but I mean, I have the Daytona one in my room, in one of my rooms. So I think that's probably not in a garage. It's probably in a office or something like that. So
this is probably and
looks
again,
nice.
As little or as much as you want to spend. I mean, there's all different types, different sizes, different price points. So neon signs, wall, is in an office. So it's really cool. Flags, banners. So all of that is great stuff for a garage.
I like that one. So,
yeah. Actually, that's actually a new flag that I'd never even seen this one before. So,
yep,
I've never seen them before.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. So next one, this one's a little different. And I don't think you'll shit on me, but maybe you'll shit on me.
No.
But this is something I enjoy. I've got two of them. Probably gonna get a third because it needs to sit in another vehicle. But a Glock 43X.
There you go.
This
there you go.
is a hell of a gun. I'm a huge Glock fan. The simplicity, it goes bang every single time. This is their new slim. Well, it's not that new anymore, but slim profile. I think you should couple it with here. Let me get to the other website. A PSA dagger magazine. So it goes from a 10 round gun to a 15 round, so 16 total. These magazines are awesome. I've got like 6 of them. They go bang every single time. $25 a piece. So your total price is like $500 if you just do the gun and one magazine.
And that's if you go through Glock. I mean, they have the Palmetto has some 9mm that are, I mean, dirt cheap. That's a clone of the Glock. Everything's the same.
Yep. I always I go through Cabela's. because they've got their Cabela's Club, and they give you 0% interest. Like once a quarter, they'll do their deal for 0% interest for anything over $500. So I buy a gun and then a couple magazines that puts you over $500, 0% interest. And it's fantastic. I'm a huge Glock fan. I know a lot of people kind of shit on them, but they're super nice because they're simple. My wife knows how to operate one, so she knows how to operate all of them. So wherever they're stored, she knows exactly what to do with it. And the maintenance is so minimal. They're fantastic. I love them. But I also think that's a fantastic gun, the 43X. It fits a lot of different hands with the larger magazine. It's an awesome carry gun. Or goes in the nice lift up armrest in the 911. It fits in the door pocket of the Cayenne. It goes everywhere. So that's
but that is if you are not in California, New York, Washington.
Yeah,
true.
I don't care about those places.
We're in the South.
There, so yeah.
So fun fact, that is the exact same gun I bought Stacy last Christmas.
Oh, is it really a 43X?
I got it right here in my case. Yeah. So
yeah, it's a fantastic gun. Like I said, I've got two of them so far, and I'll probably add a third, maybe a fourth, just because I think 16 total rounds in that platform is phenomenal. It's so small. It shoots so well. It's a great design, and I'm surprised
so much smaller.
That it took them that long to produce the quote unquote single stack. But it's phenomenal.
And you wouldn't think that the X was that much smaller than the P43 until you put them side by side. And it's a good inch. I mean, the magazine is a good 1.5 inches shorter. It's
And I purchased the standard 43 as well. I don't like that one as well. It really kind of falls short in my palm, and therefore it's not as fun to shoot. If you add a magazine extender on it, then it becomes basically a 43X. So you might as well buy the 43X for the extra capacity. But anyhow, it's a fantastic gun.
Yep. All righty. Next for me, well, you know what? Since we talked about guns, and we talked about ink, so this is a little bit different, although it still goes in the everyday carry category. And so, like I said, I have a plethora of things that I carry with me every single day. And one thing is that I always have a pocket knife with me. Always have, my wallet, all that kind of stuff in my pocket. This is a really cool company called Hitch and Timber, and they make basically like everyday carry sheaths. But they're small. They're very, very small. So instead of like your keys and your knife and everything flopping around in your pocket, this has little pouches in it, and you can put it all, and it stays nice and compact in one little area. And they make different types, different sizes. If you wanted just a knife and a pen. And it's just a cool little handmade real leather gift that you can give, different colors, all that kind of stuff. And it's cool. And on the back side of this thing actually has an area to put credit cards or money or whatever. So
it's interesting.
And since you're on that thing, and not to cut you off, Casey, so you brought that up. So I carry something, and even though I did too, I have something here that I actually use a lot. And this is a Key Smart.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys can see it here.
No, hold on. We're still sharing the screen. Hold on, Matt.
Oh yeah,
screen.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. So this is it. So I actually have, and I don't know if they make this anymore, but there was a little Kingston thumb drive.
Oh, that's cool.
So all my keys are in here because I don't like. I mean, my car keys, they're just one car key, but. Instead of having you guys all know, come on, instead of having this crap,
exactly,
with all the keys, this is I just have this, and it has all my shop keys on it. So for every single door, and it's I don't know. There's so many companies that make these now. You go on Amazon and everybody. This was the first company.
You, all about minimalist. I got my little wallet. It just has everything there. So I'm all about being minimalist,
especially these days with everything. I mean, hell, my phone is my my wallet now.
Yep.
I mean, it does make it bigger, but $20, and I don't carry a big wallet. I don't know. I know a bunch of old timers still carry a wallet. James probably carries a wallet, but
Well,
he's not here to defend
honestly,
himself.
I have
he's got the worn out hole in his jean pocket
Exactly.
George Costanza.
I have a few cards in here and things of that nature that I keep in my pocket. But the reality is, with Apple Pay, I haven't used my debit card in probably 2 months, unless wherever I'm at doesn't take a phone. So
yeah, I'm a little different from y'all. I don't carry keys at all. The only key I have is my car key. And then my wallet, I use a Coach, which doesn't matter, but the leather, just like a leather card carrier, and my phone, and that's it. I don't have anything.
I carry this on me every day. Swiss Army every day.
Yeah, so. I hate shit in my pockets. And
yep.
I don't, mainly for work, I carry a backpack and I throw my wallet and my keys in my backpack. So I don't even have those in my pocket normally. Because the car has the Cayenne has the entry and drive, so just proximity, which I will never buy another car without that, because holy fuck, that is so nice. But otherwise, I hate stuff in my pocket. But these little organizers I can understand, relieve some of that, flopping around.
The bulk, yeah.
Man, how many times have you guys driven in your cars and your seats are low, and then where are my keys? Because they fell out of your pocket.
Yep.
Because
actually, I did it just the other day. I went to Home Depot and my wallet fell out of my pocket. Now, fortunately, as you said, Matt, Home Depot lets you use your cell phone. But my wallet had fallen out, and you get back in the car, you open the door, and it's down between the door and the seat. But yeah.
Well, I've never had this problem before. I'm glad I'm having it now. But with these freaking skinny jeans now, the pockets are really small. So you can't fit a lot of shit in the pockets. Like, I'm used to wearing big old baggy, big boy jeans, and the pockets are smaller now.
Yep, it's much better for you to have that problem than the other stuff. I love it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
All right. Next up on the list, I went a little bit more price wise.
They keep on going up higher in price?
Yeah. Because, why not? I'm not spending my money. I'm spending everyone else's money. But I think that this, again, follows in line with the podcast, and, again, something that I would gladly take. But an SPB 453, a Seiko dive watch. This thing, its retails for $1,300. I don't know what the market is out on the street. But beautiful looking watch, comes on a stainless steel bracelet. We know how we feel about Seikos in general. This has some, historical look to it. Simple, wonderful, 300 meter waterproofing. It's got the date down here. No Cyclops, just the date. It's a good looking watch. I think this is an everyday desk diver. You could dress it up. You could put it on a James NATO bracelet and really simplify it. And I think it would look good in any setting.
That's awesome. I thought another good gift for someone who is into cars and everything is a good electric pressure washer for washing cars. They're not terribly expensive. You get one of these, and then you go through and you pair it with a good foam cannon, and that's something that unless you already have one, everybody can utilize for washing their car. I have a gas-powered pressure washer, and I would still like an electric one, because who wants to go through and fill the thing up and crank it up and all that? These are just great. You plug them in, you wash the car, easy to break down, easy to clean everything out.
So I 100% agree with this. I would get the Karcher Cube, which is not on a rolly cart. It's cheap. You can get it on Amazon. I think then, my opinion, you couple it with some Obsessed Garage kit, which would have a Mosmatic short, won't have the wand, but the short sprayer, an MTM foam cannon. Adams has copied a lot of that stuff, so I'm sure their cannon is just as good. And then put it on a 50-foot nice a pressure washer hose so that you can actually get around, because the Karcher is only 25 foot and it's like that hard plastic. It kinks up. It's not very good. But agreed 100% that those Karcher cubes, they put out something like 1100 psi with the proper nozzle on it. It's not going to hurt your paint. Foams really well, in my opinion, or foams well enough. And
that's all you need. You're just washing the car.
Yep. And it's a great buy. And those things are so fucking cheap on Amazon. They're like $89 or something like that. Yeah. If it breaks, you punt it and you get a new one.
Exactly.
It's good.
If you get a year out of it, you're doing good.
All right. So for my last one, again,
What's this one? $5,000?
It very well could be. But this one's, again, near and dear to my heart because of our recent experience. And so I'm going to recommend it to as many people as I can. But an experience at the Porsche Experience Center. Now, why do I recommend this? Well, we love Porsche, and I didn't get to walk through the museum part, which I would have loved to do. So I'd like to go back just to do that part. But if you have somebody that may be on the fence on whether these cars are cool, or if driving's cool or not cool, or what does my husband find in this hobby, whatever, you know what? It may change hearts and minds. And that's right. I am super happy to say that it changed my wife's heart and mind. And that's why she's now an enthusiast, or pretending to be an enthusiast for me, which is good enough. And
well, that's what I was going to take it one step further. You know, if you are a guy who loves cars, married to a lovely woman who necessarily does not love cars, you buy her that gift, and it may change their mind. Even my wife, who is not a car person, like I said, enjoyed it thoroughly, had a great time.
Yep.
So it is a great gift.
Ashley enjoyed it so much. I'm totally shocked by the whole thing, but she enjoyed it so much. She now wants to try the driving stuff. And, you know, like I said, we're working on a car for her, and super excited that she has kind of got the itch. How long it'll last, I don't know, but we're going to cater to it for the time being, and see what she likes and what she can get out of it.
They're already peer pressuring Stacey.
It's not like she's buying a Kia. You buy if she gets a Porsche, you buy it and you can sell it, and you're not going to lose any money, right. If not maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Exactly right. And the experience in the meantime will be, as we know, fantastic. And you're right. There's no real money lost, especially if no mileage goes on the car. You know, if she ends up hating everything about it, then you turn around and you sell it. If we wait till spring, we'll probably make money on the car versus, you know,
no doubt,
buying and selling in the fall, winter anyhow. So,
well, the funny thing is, just like we have our group chat, the ladies have their own group chat, and they're already giving Stacey shit about her. She's the last one without a Porsche. So,
well, we haven't made any anything public yet. So,
okay,
there's still two without. No, Ashley's got one coming, but we'll do the reveal later.
Oh yeah, no, we're not going to do any reveal. All right. So something else that I have is this is really something that I want. I don't know if anyone else wants it or not, but all right. So this is a Magic Link, and let me preface this by most cars, new cars that have Apple CarPlay, like my Ram, has wireless Apple CarPlay, you know, or you can plug it in via the cable. My 911 has an aftermarket radio, and you have to plug in the phone every time you get in to get your Apple CarPlay. And that's all I use. I use Apple CarPlay for everything. I don't listen to the radio. I stream everything. So what they've done is these, and they're all over the internet. You can get them for $25 that I'm sure probably doesn't work any well. You can get a good one for 100 and 120. But basically it turns your radio into wireless Apple CarPlay. You plug this in instead of your phone, and then you connect your phone via Bluetooth, you know, once, and then once you get in, your phone automatically connects to this via Bluetooth, and it you know, beams the Apple CarPlay straight to your head unit.
But you have to have Apple CarPlay.
Well, or Android Auto, either one.
Yeah.
It's either one
you
of
have
those.
to have. It's not going to make your radio have Apple CarPlay. This is
No,
strictly
no
for
software.
you
wireless.
have to. Right. Your radio already has to have the Apple CarPlay feature via a plug, and then this will make it wireless. But when I'm in the truck, it's great. I hop in, I don't have to take my phone in my pocket, and I make it connects. When I get in the 911 like today, I got to take it out, plug it in, and okay, if you're on a long trip, you want it plugged in because you want it to charge anyway. But sometimes if you have a full battery, it actually does battery degradation by plugging it in all the time because, you're not supposed to, go through and have your phone plugged in all the time. You're supposed to let it drain down some. So, so it's a cool gift, for someone that, you don't think about it until you actually are in that ecosystem and you're using it. And you're
like,
it's so man,
great,
this is a pain in the ass.
Isn't Apple so nice?
It is. Well, and I will say this, when I was an Android guy, I still used Android Auto. So it was the same shit, just different platform. But it was annoying then as well. It was annoying because I'd have to take my phone out and plug it in. So
yeah, and green text messages suck.
So is that a good one? That Magic Link?
Yes. So Magic Link is one of the ones that's been around the longest. It has really good reviews. So this is probably the one. And you can take it a step farther. They have these for like $200 that goes through and makes your phone wireless, but also it goes through and puts Netflix and YouTube and everything else on your radio, Hulu, whatever.
There's a mirror.
Yeah, so I don't care about watching television in my car, but if you wanted to, I mean, it's my RAM. You could hook this up, and then you're watching freaking Hulu or whatever right in your vehicle. All right,
so my wife listens to this, and that's been on my list. And normally, I'm the type of guy that you're super hard to get stuff for me because I just buy it. I have not bought this, and you brought it up, and it's on my
short list
Amazon thing to buy. No, I saved it. So since my wife's listening or my daughter, I'm not gonna buy this. Let's see if they listen.
There you go. I haven't bought one yet either. I've been on the fence about buying one, and then I'm like, do I really need it? And then every time I get the 911, I'm like, fuck, I wish I had. The
answer is no. You don't really need it, but the convenience factor is pretty nice.
It is.
My cars, I have not done the Apple CarPlay upgrade to any of them. So it's just Bluetooth, but the Cayenne and my 911, both when you get in, just automatically, connects via Bluetooth and then starts playing like the last Spotify playlist or whatever, which is super nice. But it would be great to have the map system automatically go in and do its thing. So I like the wireless
I'm not
stuff.
going to lie to you, man. I have it on my list. It's probably going to be the next big thing I get for my car. I am going to buy the Porsche Classic radio.
I'm curious about your experience because I've got two of the exact same platform, so I would need it twice. Yeah. And I'm not going to do it unless it's phenomenal.
I think our friend has it. He has a 912, and he loved it. He was driving around in his, and this when we went to Virginia, and he's like, I got the Porsche Classic. This is, I have a 2022 Toyota 4Runner, and mine, you have to plug it in. And when I have the new GT3, and my car's in the shop right now, so I'm using a Porsche Cayenne, and the same thing, it automatically, it's like a game changer when you're not used to, I'm used to just plugging everything in, and then the phone says it's not charging, and my wife and her Mercedes, I need to get her something. I guess that her particular year, 2018, you could have had it or not had it. She did not have it, so there's no way other than, I guess, getting an aftermarket radio, which you got to take all this stuff off and put a Bluetooth receiver, and I'm not dealing with that. So
Well, I have an Alpine unit in my 911
with the green buttons.
Great. No, there's no buttons at all. Actually, it's all haptic. There's no buttons at all. And that was the reason I got it, was because there wasn't any buttons. At the time when I bought it, the Porsche Classic radio didn't exist.
Right.
They had it for the 996, but not the 997. And so out of all the different aftermarket doubled in units, I liked the look of the Alpine better because there wasn't any buttons at all. So it really blended well with the interior. But it's not a great radio. It's great at what it does as far as, the Apple CarPlay and all that. But the Bluetooth in it sucks. So when you try to take a phone call, it just doesn't sound good. It's got weird quirks. Like today I got in and every now and then you'll get in, and it won't. There's no audio coming out of the speakers. All right,
Oh, that's
just
annoying.
needs to be rebooted.
Who's this with? Porsche Classic?
Alpine.
Oh. But I will say the Porsche Classic, I mean, the screen is very small, and a lot of people use those because it's single din.
And the air cooled they are. The 997,
right.
it's 7-inch.
Double.
It's
perfect.
So, and it's got the Porsche logo on it. I mean, you would not know that it wasn't factory. They did a really good design.
Yeah, I agree. And that's always been the crux of the aftermarket units that look just not quite of the period.
Yeah.
But the Porsche Classic in both the 996 and 997s, they've done a good job of mating the modern technology to the old look. I will say that the Bluetooth units that I have that plugs into the the old what is it, the infrared system or whatever,
the PCCM.
Yeah. So I found a company that makes a microphone that snaps into the OE microphone location on the steering column. You pop the cover off, it pops in under there, you run the wire. And it actually sounds really nice. And I do wonder what the new PCM what it utilizes for voice calls.
So it has a microphone similar to anything else. It is small, and they do place it on the top of the dash. I mean, not the dash, on top of the steering column.
So I do wonder if it's like a 2.5 or a 3.5 millimeter plug, and I could utilize my hidden one in the stock location.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does use it because I'm actually looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a nice unit, and I mean, it's expensive. Don't get me wrong. It's Porsche. You pay the Porsche tax, but this is one of the things that I don't necessarily mind paying the Porsche tax because our God bless the Germans, man. All of our cars, especially the 997, like me and Casey, it's all like fiber optics. I mean, the cables are all fiber optics, and it's like, so the radio I bought, the Alpine head unit, was only like $300, but I had to spend $700 in freaking attachments and accoutrement to make it all work.
Yeah.
And it does work, but occasionally it'll have a hiccup. Well, this Alpine unit, there's no way to reboot it. So like when it's not playing audio, there's no way to, you literally have to pull over, turn the car off and turn it back on, and then it will reboot. But so when it does act up, it's just a pain in the ass, and the calls are not great. And so
if anybody's out there and doesn't want to change over to the PCM because it's $1,300 or whatever it is, it's called Mr. 12 volt is the adapter that I use, and it's rock solid. I use it in both the 911 and the Cayenne, and like I said, it's got a microphone adapter that I use in the 911 that snaps in, or excuse me, there's a company that makes the snap in. It comes with a standard microphone. In the Cayenne, I just put in my ear pods and just talk. But in the 911, I wanted kind of the complete thing, and it works. It works well enough to take phone calls. Like I don't care if it's a little loud because fuck you, I'm in the 911 and I'm ready to go.
Well, that's my thing. I don't do it all the time because I mean I have a company vehicle that I'm fortunate enough that my work gives me. So why use my gas when I can use their gas? So I don't drive my 911 to work all the time, but like once a week I'll try to drive it to work, and I take phone calls all day long and they just suck. So I go to where now when I take phone calls, I put my earbud in and use those for the phone calls because the Bluetooth phone calls and
let's be honest, those fucking earbuds, I have the noise canceling earbuds, whatever the hell they are, they're really nice. And I tell my wife when we're in the 911, because sometimes she can get annoyed by the exhaust and I want to hear it, so I keep it on open. Put some earbuds in and shut up, and you'll enjoy the noise canceling and it'll be fine. So they are nice. I do like them. But it would be better to have a built-in all-in-one system that works properly all the time, and that is what the Porsche Classic system does.
Yep. So that's on my short list of things that'll be getting this year. So because I'm done with the radio I got. So that's it. I mean the only thing I had one last thing. This is pretty much a given. It's just a nice watch box. If you have someone who likes watches and they need somewhere to put them, you know, a nice watch box on Amazon. Again, anywhere from $30 to $500, you know, as much as you want to spend. They make every different style and type, and they make them with watch winders built in. They make them, you know, small watch roll style. It's whatever you want, but that's always a good gift, and it's a thoughtful gift, and it's someone who has a watch collection will appreciate it to be able to display them.
100%. I didn't know how important a watch box was till I started getting a few of them, and you got nowhere to put them, and you'd never see them because you put them up in the closet out of the way and whatever. And it is nice to have them out, and have a nice box is nice. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to probably do like Kevin and James did, because I have two and I've filled almost both of them. I'm not going to go buy a third, so I'm probably just going to take a drawer and start carving out space. So
I love it. Maybe we need like a 6-tier watch box, like dresser, a watch box.
Okay.
Dresser.
All kidding aside, I'll get real. The other day, every now and then, I always switch my watches up, but sometimes I get lazy and I find myself wearing a watch for an extended period of time. And for the last 3 weeks, it's been my Tag Aqua Racer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I could literally get rid of all of my watches except for my Tag and my Omega, and literally have a 2-watch collection. You know,
I
my
don't think
Tag,
that's called a collection at that
well,
point.
no, but I'm just saying, you know, my Tag, it's everything you love, Casey. I mean, next time I see you, I'm going to have this thing it's big and it's chunky and it's heavy. It's got the heft and the weight. It's a chronograph. It does everything. It's a great sports watch. It does all that. And then if you want something nice, I have my Speedmaster, and that's it, you know. But I would never do that because I like variety and I like wearing different shit and unique stuff. But yeah, I've been wearing my Tag literally like every day for the last. Matter of fact, I took it off earlier today and put on the blue one with the new band on it. You know, just to have something different for the show.
I do find that over the last year or so, I've been wearing a watch like each week, and I've noticed that by the end of the week, it's keeping time better. And Kevin said this to me a long time ago, but it's keeping better time at the end of the week when it's like fully charged, consistently beating and going. It keeps time better. So I've kind of switched to now going like 2 weeks. And I think that's probably, I don't know, maybe this is anecdotal, but probably better for the watch in the fact that it's continuing to run for an extended period of time, staying charged, doing its thing, clicking over times and dates, for 2 weeks. And I think I'm kind of enjoying it a little bit more because you start to get used to the watch a little bit and its idiosyncrasies, and okay, it's been 2 days, I need to speed it up by a minute. It's been 3 days, I need to slow it down, whatever. But I do find that after 2 weeks, the consistency on time starts to the variance starts to come down, and it starts to be a really accurate watch, even being 40, 50 years old. So I'm enjoying it. And I think that is at least in my experience, a wise thing to do is let these damn things run and keep time like they're supposed to do.
No doubt. Yeah. So, all right, fellas. Well, that's an hour in. We got anything else before we say peace out?
No, except buy all these gifts that I suggested for me. I'll take all of them. Thank you.
And go to Asphalt Killers. If you're really stuck, you don't know anything to get. Awesome clothing. Great clothes. Go buy some shit. All right. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And hope you guys have a great time with your families. And we will catch you guys on the next one. All right. Peace out.